So let's talk about calcium channel blockers. Calcium channel blockers, the first gray box at the top of page 14. They are like Valium for your heart. They are like Valium for the heart. Everybody knows what Valium is. Oh, take a chill pill, take a Valium. Okay, so it calms that heart down, keeps it from working too hard. Calcium channel blockers, and this is a clinical statement, not an NCLEX statement. Calcium channel blockers are like really super good for you. They calm everything down, keep you from overworking everything, keep your blood pressure low. They just do a lot of good stuff. So they're very popular medications. Now, calcium channel blockers are positive inochronodromo effects. Positive inochronodromo. So inochronodromo is all like sympathetic nervous system stuff, like up symptoms, like increases the strength of the contraction, and it increases conductivity, it increases the rate. So positive, oh gosh, I just did. So positive, yeah, it's obviously opposite. If this is a Valium for the heart, it's not a positive inochronodromo. It's a negative. Some of you guys are going to kill me. Some of you are like, I must have my book perfectly neat, and now I have to erase something. Well, the good news is you've got the PDF and you can print out another page if you're like, I must have a perfect book. Okay, so it's negative inochronodromo. So positive is up, right? Increased strength of the contraction, increased heart rate, increased conductivity. So negative inochronodromo is slowing everything down, decreasing strength of contraction. You might go, well, that's not good. Why would I want to decrease the strength of contraction? You're right. We don't want to decrease the strength of contraction, so we do have to be careful with that. But if it's like Valium for the heart, it does chill the heart out. Okay, so it chills it out. So what do calcium channel blockers treat? What do they treat? Well, we've got all these A's. They are anti-hypertensives. Anti-hypertensives. They are anti-anginals. And they are anti-atrial arrhythmics. I think there's only one R. Arrhythmics. Anti-atrial arrhythmics. Now, what's an atrial arrhythmic? Atrial arrhythmia is the same as an atrial dysrhythmia, means the same thing. I don't know why they have two different words for it, but they do. So any rhythm that starts with the word atrial is an atrial arrhythmia. Because most good rhythms start with the word sinus. Most rhythms don't start with the word atrial. They start with the word sinus. So if it starts with a sinus, it's not an atrial arrhythmia. But if it starts with the word atrial, it sure is. How about atrial tachycardia? Atrial fibrillation? Atrial flutter? Those are all atrial arrhythmias. They start with the word atrial. If it starts with the word atrial, it's an atrial arrhythmia. If it starts with the word ventricular, it's a ventricular arrhythmia. And if it starts with the word sinus, then it's a sinus rhythm. So whatever it starts with is what kind of a rhythm it is. All right. What are the side effects? The side effects. Now, if you don't know this, the calcium channel blockers are abbreviated CCB. Okay. So the CCBs have the side effects of HHB. The CCBs have side effects of HHB. Now, these are side effects, y'all. What do we do about side effects? Do we stop the med for a side effect? No. Do we call the doctor for a side effect? No. What do we do for side effects? We treat them. We teach the patient how to manage them, right? So we're talking side effects of the CCBs. The side effects of the CCBs are HHB, headache, hypotension, and bradycardia. Now, let me make a couple points here about these side effects. Help you understand this a little better. First of all, headache is one of the most common side effects of any drug. I don't know why. It just is. Headache is one of the most common side effects of any drug. So if they say, which of the following are you going to notify, which one of the following symptoms will you notify the doctor about? And I see headache. I say, I'm not notifying him about a headache, because we notify the doctor about adverse effects, and headache is one of the most common side effects. The only time I would notify the doctor about a headache is if it said something like sudden, severe, crushing headache. I go, well, okay, you want to give me any more hints that this isn't a side effect, it's an adverse effect? Sudden, severe, crushing headache. I go, okay, I got it. It's not a side effect, it's an adverse effect. Okay, all right. So if they like say that, like, okay, I got the hint, it's not a side effect. But if they just say headache, I go, yeah, that's a side effect. Okay, so I don't worry about headaches. Now, hypotension. You may say, well, Sharon, what if their blood pressure is 80/40? Are you saying that I'm going to go, well, I'm not going to hold the med. I'm not going to call the doctor about a blood pressure of 80/40, or how about a heart rate of 45? Well, I'm not going to call the doctor about that. Well, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Okay. So this is not what we're talking about. We're not talking about a blood pressure of 80/40 or a heart rate of 45. That's not what we're talking about. Here's what we're talking about. They say to you, your patient's blood pressure was 210/100. Now you gave him the calcium channel blocker, and now it's 110/60. What's your best response? Hold the next med and call the doctor, or document it? You say, well, I'm just going to document it. I mean, isn't this what it was supposed to do? Wasn't supposed to bring the blood pressure down, right? It was supposed to bring the blood pressure down, right? And don't say, oh, it came down over 100 points. That systolic number came down 100 points, and the diastolic number came down 40 points. Oh, my word. That's too much. We must call the doctor. No, you don't say that. You don't say that. You go, yeah, okay, that's what I was supposed to do. I'm good with it. All right, bradycardia. Let's say their heart rate was 188. You give them the cardizem, and it comes down to 64. And it says, what are you going to do about it? Hold the next dose and call the doctor, or document it. You're going to say, document it. That's why I gave the cardizem, y'all. Their heart rate was 188. I didn't want it to be 188. It did what it was supposed to do. I'm not going to hold the next dose and call the doc. It was supposed to come down. But it came down 140 points. Yep, it sure did. Good drug. I like the drug. Woohoo! It did what it was supposed to do. Okay, you got it? You got it? Okay, HHBs. Side effects of the CCBs are HHB. Got that? Now let's talk about the names of the calcium channel blockers. Now you're going to have to not make fun of me about this. I want to give you the true Mark Klimek experience. So I'm going to tell you the same story he tells here. I can tell you the same story, but it's sort of, I don't know why I sound silly telling this story. Mark doesn't sound silly telling it. I do. So just be gentle with me. Don't make fun of me. All right, so here's the story. You ready? Here's the story. So Mark and his wife, Cheryl, they have 4 daughters. And they were getting ready when the girls are older now, they're all married and stuff. But when the girls were younger, they were getting ready to go on a family vacation. And they decided to rent a cabin next to the calcium channel. So they rented this cabin next to the calcium channel, and it was like an Airbnb. So it had all the furnishings and everything, but didn't have any food or anything in it. So they got there. They dropped the girls off. He and Cheryl had to go grocery shopping. So they said, girls, don't swim. You're not allowed to swim in the calcium channel. Well, we are not here. You have to wait till adults are here. We're going to go grocery shopping, come back, no swimming until we get back. They all said, okay, Dad, yep, okay, we'll do that. We won't go swimming. Well, they went grocery shopping. They came back. When they got back, their youngest daughter, she came running out of the house. Dad, I saw Zemdepine in the calcium channel. I saw Zemdepine in the calcium channel. I saw them dipping in the calcium. That's the end of the story, by the way. The story is now done. That's the end of the story. I saw Zemdepine in the calcium channel. I saw them like swimming in the calcium channel, right? Okay. I saw Zemdepine in the calcium channel. So what are the names of the calcium channel blockers? Isoptin, which is verapamil. Any drug that ends in them, like cardizem, and drugs that end in depine, like amlodipine. Isopzemdepine in the calcium channel, y'all. Okay. Cheryl, that's what I'm doing right now. So I don't know what else you want me to say. It's what I'm doing right now. Okay. Okay. All right. So names of calcium channel blockers: isopzemdepine, isoptin, which is verapamil, drugs that end in zem like cardizem, and depine like amlodipine. That's D. Names of calcium channel blockers. Now, when do we hold it? When are we concerned the blood pressure is too low? We are concerned the blood pressure is too low if the systolic is less than 100. So we hold it if the systolic is less than 100. Okay, let me put it back up here so you guys can see it in case you got lost your signal and you want to look at it again. Okay. I don't know if you want to take a picture of any of this stuff, but there you go. There's the blanks. Okay. All right, that's calcium channel block.